Welcome back to the ABC of EDC with me, Rick Flat, your host through everything, everyday carry. Thank you. New subscribers. Subscriber count is slowly going up. Each night I slumber, I awake to newfound glories. We went into double digits. We're now in 3 digits. So we're like 140 subs or whatever, which is nothing, man. It's chicken feed to anyone else. But to me and to you that are subscribed, it's everything. It's everything. But we can do more and we can do better. So thank you if you've subscribed, but let's pass this channel out to others. If you're watching this, it's kind of, there's a YouTube stat going around that around 80% of people that watch videos are unsubscribed to those channels. That's no good. Let's sort that out. Let's do it right now. Why don't you like, subscribe, press the little bell icon, alert thing, select all, and then when you boost, when you open up, kick into action your YouTube experience, all these delicious ABC of EDC videos will be there in your kind of inbox waiting for you in your suggested kind of feed thing there. You're going to need this, especially now the nights are drawing in, winter is coming. Well, winter is coming. It's quite middle of the day now, so it's quite bright, but at night it gets dark, it gets dank, which is why you're going to need a good torch. So I have a selection of torches here today to talk about. I got this little bad boy. Now, you know, if you know that we did a review of this. This is the OLIGHT Baton 3, which is a masterful little stubby powerhouse of a torch. You can get the video review. I'll put it up here somewhere. You can grab it. Do check that out. Great little torch, but maybe not to everyone's taste and certainly not to everyone's budget. So I've got two kind of lower budget, slightly different kind of vibe torches, both from OLIGHT. We have the i3T. This is a AAA powered, beautiful little powerhouse here in desert tan color. Lovely little color. Really like this torch. Big fan. We're going to kind of put that up against the Baton 3, see where we're doing. And then we've also got the slightly larger, but in no way portly, no way out of shape, no way obese, i5R, which is slightly larger, rechargeable OLIGHT proprietary technology battery. We'll work that out as we go along, but I'm going to put these up. We're going to duel these. We'll talk a little bit about stats and figures for these. We'll do some nighttime shots, even though my opinion is they are fairly useless in these videos. It's just kind of stuff you have to do. I don't know why. You just have to do. You do nighttime shots with torches. You do like you do a little measurement of the size of watches rather than just read it out when you've got a watch. It's just, I don't know these things. I don't know when you review other things, what do you have to do? You have to do 0 to 60 time if you do cars. Anyway, we're digressing now. Let's flip the camera around and let's get into these torches, do a little bit of a comparison and see where we land. I'll see you back at the end, I guess, for a little bit of a conclusion. Nice. Okay, so here we have our 3 torches for today: the Baton 3, the i3T, and the i5R. Let's just go over basic specs first, and then we'll move on to power sources and runtimes. So basic specs up first. I've done a full video on this, so I'll power through this if you don't mind. This has 1,200 lumens maximum. It has a maximum throw distance of 166 meters. It's 53 grams. It is 63 mil long. It has an OLIGHT kind of proprietary special battery in there, which we'll talk about more of its power and all that in a moment. It has 5 modes, so a very low moon mode of 0.05 lumens all the way up to that 1,200 increment. And then it also has a strobe mode, which I guess is helpful if you get into any dangerous situations. You need to strobe someone, or you want to have a rave in a cave. I guess that's just how it goes. All these torches from OLIGHT are all IPX8 rated, which means that they can be underwater for 2 meters. I don't know how long they can be underwater for 2 meters, but they can be under there for 2 meters. That's all I know. So that seems to be good. So the i3T. Let's talk about this one. So the Baton 3 was at 1,200 lumens. This is a lowly, yet still decent enough, 180 lumens. 180 lumens, okay? 166 meter throw on the OLIGHT Baton. This has a 60 meter max throw. It's 33 grams. It runs on a AAA battery, a good old standard AAA battery. It again is IPX8 rated. It has 2 modes, so you turn it on, it has a low mode, and you turn it on again, it has a high mode. That's it, same as the i5R we're going to look at in a moment. So that's the basic specs for that bad boy. Moving on to the i5R, the i5R. The R is for rechargeable. So the battery in here is an OLIGHT kind of proprietary rechargeable battery, which we'll talk about more when we get to power sources and runtimes in a moment. But let's go over looms. So 1,200 looms, 180 looms. This bad boy, 350 looms. 166 meter throw, 60 meter throw, 64 meter throw. 53 grams, 39 grams and 83 grams for the i5R. 63 mil long, 89 mil long, 95.4 mil long. Again, IPX8 rated. Again, it is just two modes, low and high. You can with both of these, you can half depress it just to switch through modes, and then you can go into full click for your full switch on. Both of these have a belt carry clip, which is a wonderful feature on OLIGHTs. The Baton 3 has this too. This is a wonderful two-way clip. It will clip into your pocket, but also it will clip onto your hat, which is awesome. I used to be a person that bought a separate headlamp, but now I don't. With these OLIGHTs, I just attach them to the brim of my cap and I am away. So basic specs done. Let's talk now about batteries and runtime. Before I talk about the nature of these batteries, let me just give a special shout out, a special mention to the OLIGHT 3 charging device. It's a USB cable with a little magnet, and mate, the pleasure, just the straight up pleasure of the clickiness of this mag light. It's one of my favorite things to charge up. It really is. I don't care. Even if it's not out of battery, I sometimes just stick this on just for the fun of that click. It's just so satisfying. Anyway, that's a load. Who cares about that? Let's talk about the actual battery. So the battery in here is not something you're going to buy from your local petrol station or from Sainsbury's at the counter. This is OLIGHT proprietary battery. I mean, I don't know a lot about batteries, to be honest with you. This might be available, some version of this from other companies, but this isn't your run-of-the-mill quickly I'm out of a battery for the Baton 3, off to the off license. So that's that battery. And here in the i3T, now this is going to be your most accessible and easy problem to solve when your battery runs out, because on the i3T it just runs on a very basic AAA battery, just your standard AAA battery that you can get from your local Shell garage, you can get from Tesco, Sainsbury's, wherever at the counter. Very simple. Moving on to the i5R. R stands for rechargeable, and again you have a proprietary OLIGHT battery in here, which has, although it has the same dimensions as a AA battery, you see it very much like a normal NL AA, it's actually different. It's OLIGHT proprietary. It has, as you see, a little Type-C charger on the actual battery. So to charge the battery for the i5R, you take this thing out, you stick your Type-C cable in there, the USB into whatever power device you're powering by, and then it will charge up this battery in no time. Now, it should be said, on the i5R, you can run a normal AA battery if you want. That's fine. But it won't be the same voltage, or it won't deliver its voltage, its power in the same way as this battery. So the runtimes I'm going to talk about in a minute for the i5R are based on this battery. If you stick a AA in there, it will work, but lumens will be reduced and runtime will be reduced. Now, I don't know, I've not tested it. I don't know if it runs hotter with AA's in it as opposed to this. I just don't know. But they're your options. 2 OLIGHT only, but one with a you could do, but you're going to reduce your time, and then 1 everyday AAA battery, no fuss. Let's talk about runtimes. In the Baton 3, now the Baton 3 has that moonlight mode, which essentially is if you're in a dark cave, it will light in the dark. It will be enough light to work from, but it's not going to be light that throws. You're working on an engine, you're working on something with detail, you need a lot of light. That moonlight's not going to work, but you're in a sticky situation, you can use that moonlight, that 0.05, and if you do use that, it will last you 20 days. 20 freaking days. Now, I've not practiced that. I've not kind of done a test on that because I've got better things to do with my time, man. Come on, seriously. I've got kids, I've got a wife, I've got things to do. So let's say on its 12 lumen mode. So on its 12 lumen mode, this Baton 3 will last you 33 hours. 33 hours. Now, moving on to the i3T, the i3T with its AAA everyday, get it anywhere you want battery. This bad boy, when it runs on its low mode, which is 5 lumens, it will give you 16 hours continuous power. 16 hours. So far we have 12 amps at 33 hours, 5 amps at 16 hours, and then finally we got this bad boy. The i5R, the i5R with this battery, not a AA battery, but this battery will run in its 15 lumen, its low mode, 15 lumen mode. It will run for 37 hours. So you can say out and out time, there's obviously a winner here, the Baton 3, but I think we've got to put that aside. The Baton 3 it really is in a higher budget range, and it's a different design, but these are the two that I think we need to talk about. For my money, even though the i5R has a 15 lumen 37 hour runtime and this has a 5 lumen 16 hour, the problem comes is what at the end of both those times. So when you get to hour 38 and your batteries run out and you're out and about, you got to stick a AA in this, because unless you've got a way of recharging, opening up and recharging with a type C, then you're gonna have to put a AA in it, and your lumens and your runtime are going to be reduced. Where this bad boy, if you're stuck out and about, not in the middle of nowhere, not in a forest, but out in a place where you can still get to a shop, right? Then you can stick a AAA in this, and again, you're straight up to your 16-hour runtime at 5 lumens. So it's a tricky thing, right? It comes down to what do you really want? So it's going to be up to you. It really is. So the Baton 3, oh, good Lord, magnets. The Baton 3, great torch, wonderful runtime, wonderful features, but out of the price range of these two by quite a lot. But within these two, you've got more power, so more outright lumens, a little bit more throw, a little bit more runtime on this battery, but also you're a little bit heavier. You know what I mean? It's not far off double the weight of this. 39 grams, 83 grams. There's not a lot of difference in length, but in hand, they do feel different. In hand, you can see you've got a bigger torch somehow. You're aware this is a torch, where this in your pocket can sometimes feel just like it could be like just a pen. It could be just like anything else you're carrying, you know? So it's a tricky one. And I'm going to have to, I'm not even going to make a decision. I'm going to hand back to Rick, and I'm going to let him make a decision. Well, thanks for all that tech information overhead, Rick. Let me hand over now to Outside at Night Rick for a quick, fairly useless torch night light test, field test. Go on. So here is the entirely useless field test. This is the i3T. Here's it on its low mode. See my feet. And that's about it. Let me put it on the high mode. Okay, a little bit better. Goes out a little bit. Probably, I can probably see maybe 40 or 50 foot, something like that. But that's it for this little thing, man. It's all right if you're going out with a dog. You can just about keep tracking of the dog with the high beam, but with the low beam, really no bueno. Okay, so now we have the i5R. Again, you can see my feet. Goes out. It feels like it goes out nowhere near as far as the i3, which is funny. Let's put it on its higher mode. Okay, so on the higher mode, definitely. It's very misty, very damp out tonight. On its high mode, it's definitely, definitely working a lot harder than the i3. Doing a better job, I mean. Yeah, on the whole, the i3, I'm surprised by it. I really am. Cooper, what do you think? You don't care. Anyway, useless test over. Back to in the studio, Rick, at the desk up front, like main face shot, Rick, whatever. This is useless night test, Rick, over and out. So there you have it. We have compared specs, dimensions, power source. I've done an entirely useless nighttime torch test for you. So where am I landing with these three torches? Well, I think for me, we have to dismiss the OLIGHT Baton 3 because it's just awesome. It's just a great torch, and I think it's in a different class from these other two OLIGHTs. So we're going to put that aside from it, just completely outshot, out of the way. So what we're left with is the i3T and the i5R. Which of these two little lights, torches, do I think you should get? I'm going to cop out almost entirely here. I know Overhead Rick and Outside Field Test Rick wanted me to really make a decision, but I don't think you can. I think for me, if I want a small pocketable torch with a good amount of power, out of these two, I'm going for the i5R. But something in me is just drawn to the i3T. Now, over time, that may change. When it becomes to be a bit of a ball ache to be constantly having to make sure I've got AAA batteries in my life, it might become more of a problem, and I'll return to using this more and saying, you know, I like how easy it is that you can just charge it. But I can also see me losing, trying to find a Type-C cable in my house of two girls and a wife who always take cables, and that could be a problem. But it comes down to me to partly aesthetics. I love the desert tan color of this and the black clip. I love the size of it. Even though these are both small and very pocketable, and even the Baton 3 is. The Baton 3 is she's quite a chunky little bear, man. Whereas this thing, it just feels like having a small pen in your pocket. It's the lightest of the three. It's the smallest of the three. And there's something about it. It just feels good in your hand. And I think it's got enough power for most tasks. For me, this would be a torch you keep in your pocket because it's so light and unnoticeable. You keep on your person. It's nice and easy. You have it at any point. Out walking the dog, out doing whatever you're doing. So for me, and I'm surprised, out of the rechargeable i5R or the battery AAA driven i3T, for me, for my money, as a whole package, I can't believe it. I'm surprised. It's the i3T. But I've got to be honest with you, you wouldn't be disappointed if you bought any of these OLights. And I've got to tell you, in the link to this video, so in the kind of show notes, in the more info, there are affiliate links. If you want to buy any of these torches, affiliate links are a way of you just clicking through, in this case to Amazon. And if you buy these torches through that Amazon link, man gets a little bit of a kickback. Not a lot. I'm not going to become millionaires on this, but just it would help me. So if you're interested in buying these, just click on that affiliate link and go through and grab yourself one of these torches. I don't think you'll be disappointed whichever way you go. Anyway, until next time, I've been Rick, and this has been the ABC of EDC. Take care, y'all. Later. Another day, another dollar. Another day, literally only $1. Never mind.